How many paths are you on in this life? Do you ever think to yourself that you might have a secular journey, you might have a family journey, might have a religious or spiritual journey? So splitting them into secular and non-secular, right? And non-secular might be more than a few of them. And then one day, when you're on the spiritual path, where people are constantly talking to you about being able to meditate with eyes open and being able to stay in flow state throughout your day, and as you drift away, you start to realize there's only one path in life. There are no spiritual path and then everything else. There isn't. And when you have the knowingness of this reality, that not only are you a guest in this life, on this planet, the journey that you're on while you're here is only one. You can do everything that you want in this life through spiritual journey. It keeps you in homeostasis, keeps your energy centers aligned, liberated, keeps your aura clean and cleansed so that you can keep expanding that light. And the higher up you go on this spiritual path, the more milestones you achieve, you can call them milestones, breakthroughs within you, the more you create these electromagnetic imprints, these signatures that you put out there. That makes it easier for the next person, anyone in the world, makes it a little bit easier for them to achieve what you might have achieved through much more struggle. Look at the 4-minute mile guy. He had to do something that everybody in the world thought was impossible. And then the moment he did it, within a week, there were dozens of people doing it around the world. Suddenly, he unlocked something for the collective. That's what makes this journey worth living. It's my only journey. I've been on a very extreme religious path when I was growing up. Then I ran after success, and then I realized success wasn't it. And then I found this path, which is the only path I ever need. The rest of the time I'm in my human suit. You know? There's something to say about going all in. You know? All in on something. It makes it so much easier for you to have those tipping points, these breakthroughs, achieving all these milestones. Even on this spiritual path, I have goals that I want to achieve. I had a goal that I wanted to be able to have an unbelievable experience hitting my pineal gland in one breath. I wanted to achieve that in less than 20 seconds. One breath, and just go. I did it. Sounded pretty silly and crazy when I first found out that this was possible, that someone out there has done it. I was like, that's what I need to move towards. And then when I did it, I said, okay, now what? And then I went to chapter 12 of this book, Autobiography of Yogananda. And his guru, Yogananda's guru, when he first became a disciple, his guru was meditating as he was drifting away, sleeping. And he was in a state of breathlessness, right? Where your breathing slows down so much that you're pretty much not breathing. You're not dead. You're in this beautiful, perfect homeostasis within your being. And that is the state where people can meditate for days on end. And it is this perfect place where you can create from outside of space-time. You can create and heal instantly. You don't need to achieve breathlessness to be outside of space-time and instantly heal yourself and instantly manifest. You can still do those things without breathlessness. But the breathlessness takes it to a whole other level. And that's my next milestone. So that's what I need to work on next. The spiritual path. You know, people say, I don't have time, I have kids, I have a job, but I need to heal. How many meditations until I get this? How many meditations until I heal? Because, come on, I have things to do. I mean, I call those people baby consciousness, right? I just look at them and I'm like, oh, baby consciousness. But it just allows me to feel this compassion towards them rather than judging them, right? It just removes the judgment away from people. People that are angry, people that cut you off, people that are just upset, you know, Karens, whoever. When you look at them and you just think of them as baby consciousness, they have, you know, they haven't woken up yet. They haven't realized who they are. They haven't identified the divinity within them, but you know it's in there. And then you can't help but not judge. You can't help but feel compassion. You get to a place where the word forgiveness is silly. The word blame is silly. And that's when spirituality starts to break down this illusion of all these different paths, all these different journeys that you have. You know, you have your career journey and family journey. You have your boys club journey, and you have the spiritual journey, you have a religious journey. No. Spirituality can have all encompassing within it. You could be driving, you could be fishing, you could be at work and in an absolute flow state. You will achieve much more than you can ever imagine when you start to practice your convergent and divergent focus. When you start to focus on not thinking while you're working. There's two levels of thinking, in my opinion. I haven't heard anyone talk about this, but this is from my experience, that when your 3D brain body stops thinking, there's this higher level, and there has to be another word for it. I don't want it cosmic divine thinking, but it's something like that, right? Where you get way more clarity. It's almost as if that's the level of thinking through which you can telepathically communicate with other people. Now, when you're telepathically communicating with other people, you're transporting and you're giving each other thought blocks. It is much more clear. It has much more information than you could just translate with words, right? Because if I have to translate my thought into words, it loses meaning. Then those words have to go into your ears and get re-transcribed into your mind of what I meant by those words. And it further loses more meaning. So we're constantly misunderstanding each other in some cases. You guys know what I'm talking about. How many times have you run into misunderstandings that could have totally been avoided by mere silence? Have you ever said something to a friend, a spouse, a kid, and you were in that calm state, they were in that calm state, maybe you guys just woke up and you were sleepy, and you said something deep, and they didn't even respond to you. But just from their look, their body language, you guys just had this communication. So sometimes if you pay enough attention to your life, if you're enough present in your life, you'll realize that telepathic communication is much more common and much more easy than you would think. You know, where somebody just looks at you and you have that eye-to-eye contact after you say something, and they don't have to say anything. They understood everything, and you already responded. They already responded with a reply. No words were exchanged, but a lot of information was exchanged. Now, if you were to similarly, after having that communication of no words, if you were to journal about it, you wouldn't be able to capture the beauty of it. It'll lose meaning every time it exchanges platforms, from mind and ether down to the paper and pen. Does that make sense? This is what I do in the mornings. I just wanted to turn the camera on and be like, let me just figure out what I really think about. How do I think in the morning? And it just keeps going and going and going. So if you guys want, sometimes I'll just turn the camera on when I'm having my morning coffee. Let me know your thoughts. I love you.